Big opportunity in the HEX community, friends. We have now consumed another Sol. Wallet D59F has emergency end staked 650 million HEX in penalty. It is huge. Here is my friend, Mr. Hextronaut, who some say is an astronaut, and he's now here reporting it. He dumped 30 million HEX on both chains just now. I'm going to quickly bring the chart up. This is the HEX price chart. Dumped 30 million HEX. I'm not sure if this is updated. Maybe it got bought up a bit here and there. Now, remember, this is the BankX sell wall. Remember, it's HEX and PHEX. So we saw this guy bridging around here and there. So why is it opportunity? Well, you like seeing this, man. You want to see more souls consumed. That's why, friends, there's something I learned, a very nice talking point from Crypto Kobe, a billionaire. He was host of the Up Only channel, and then the FTX kind of debacle kind of like made him disappear for a bit. They're taking a break, I guess. He basically said, he goes, a very good investor once told me, buy slow, but sell fast when you get into markets. So this is why I'm just showing you. It's really, really, really hard to pick the bottom, because the bottom is a region of time. We don't care about the bottom price, even though it is super important, but you really care about that region of time. That's what you really, really, really care about. Even though you think you care about the price. No, because it can drag a long time. And now we get to see, man, it's literally almost March of 2024. People still capitulating the HEX, which is fascinating, friends, because look, when you see this information here, 650 million HEX penalties, so that's wonderful, right? So everybody staking HEX in the system, that's wonderful. That's beautiful. Look, if you're staking HEX, congratulations to you, all of us. You have more yield coming for everybody who's like, you know what? I can't time the markets. I can't read the crowds. I'm just going to sit and do this. And that's completely 100% fine, friends. You know, people always ask me, hey, why don't you stake all the HEX and stuff? Why don't you do it all the 15 years? And just because I back my own ability to see the clear signals of depression and euphoria. I back my ability to do that. And after the PulseChain launch, I made a promise to myself. I go, well, it makes no sense for me to kind of like commit to 15 years, right? When the big PulseChain launch is critical and fundamental to the HEX ecosystem. So then when it launched, we got to see EHEX and PHEX. Remember, friends, this is what's happening, man. Richard literally implied EHEX and PHEX will give you 30% more money. He basically guessed that. What happened instead? Minus 90% from that point. Not 99% from the top, minus 90%. So you're like, damn, the guy who thought it was going to add more value, who's actually made it, got it wrong. That sucks, right? So what happened? It was basically too many people weak hands were in. It did not add more people. So then you just have to reevaluate things. So what did I reevaluate? Well, fans, remember, you can win this game, because I want to ask you, right, if you make 25x your portfolio from today, you might consider yourself a winner compared to someone who's holding a house that made like 4% for the year, okay? You made a 25x. However, you then might consider yourself a loser as Dog with a Hat has done 14,000x, literally. You do, you know what I mean? So it is all relative, but at the end of the day, it just matters about what you can keep in your hand. That's what I'm here trying to tell you. You know, that's why a lot of people ask me, well, can I just go all in on this like PHEX to pulse ratio? No, man, these need market timing. You can't, friends. Like, if you want to believe, you know, this is it. Like I was telling you to do it up here. This is literally when I got out here. So we can invert it. This is it. This is the invert of that. This is PulseX. So I literally did it all here. Look at this. Congratulations. We are up. Everyone who listened, you're up at least you go 118% on your HEX. So you basically, that's a 2x, by the way. Another way to think about it is, you've outperformed I think an 8-year stake, pretty much. 8-year stake. But that's just this relative, because look at these HEX people, you're still going to kill everyone else. Like, who cares? Doesn't really matter. And everyone's got a different strategy, man, because this is the sad part, friends. I thought if I make a clear story and a clear picture and I put every single reason, I thought I would be able to at least help more people. And I do help a lot of people. But what I actually came to realize is I can't change the color of the candle on your portfolio screen and give you more confidence. That's why I always tell you this. I go, whoever can do that, they basically control all the markets. They can control you. They guard themselves, right? I can't do that. So effectively, it comes onto the same old problem. No one wants to buy the lows. No one wants to buy the lows, friends. Down here, this is literally the best time to get into PulseX, by the way. It was down here. It was end of October 2023. So, you know, around that point as well, Wallet D1, other wallets were selling their Pulse and PulseX and buying HEX. They're like, you know what, at least to get the yield. I don't like the yield. I remember, friends, you're showing, this is around this bottom here was Brandon. Remember, all right, community favorite Brandon. We all love Brandon, right? It was making a lot of people saying, can you just stop bitching, Brandon, please, for one day? Stop saying this. Everyone was just saying it. But it was saying like, oh, we have no yield and Richard's broken promises and no limit orders and all these. That was actually the best time to buy PulseX. If only I had a friend wearing a helicopter hat right now who literally, friends, I literally made a video here. I made a video called Important Portfolio Rotation. I am now going overweight Pulse and PulseX versus HEX. Snap! Literally from that point, friends. I don't control markets. I'm just telling you, you're all giving up. So everybody wins, man. It's just everyone wins. Now that's the greed part, man. That's the greed part, friends. Just telling you I know it doesn't make sense now, but in the bull market it does. That's why everyone holds on, because your 17x is absolutely pathetic from the low because you're only up like a 6x from last cycle, whatever it is. And other people turned 4 grand into 4 million. One guy, right? Not everyone. One guy turned it into that, and then everybody else got crushed. We only hear that one story. Oh, he made 4 million of 4 grand. Oh, wow, he made a 300x and he made a 200x. Oh, this guy was in Casper. It's up 728x, right, from 2022. You hear those stories and you think, oh my gosh, everyone's winning, and you forget that you've already won. That's what I'm here trying to tell you, friends. But what I'm doing here, I'm front running the cycle a bit because this type of language, this comes for you later. And the stories I'm going to share with you, they're going to be more apparent later on. But for now, we still hold strong. We stay long. And there is opportunity out there, man. So look at this, okay? PulseX, friends, is still 2.1x from day one sack. Like, it's just, do you know why that's important? Now, why don't you hear this more often? I know why, man. I know why. The answer is you don't hear this more often because no one in the PulseChain community wants to admit that the pain we're going through now at day one sack for Pulse is going to happen at PulseX. Even though I've told you, Mr. Custard has told you, other people have told you, this is in my comment section, shout out to all the baby dolls and everyone in the baby doll cult, the friendship cult and everywhere else. You all said you all have friends that did PulseX sacrifice who literally, friends, these same friends told you 6-7 months ago, trusting Richard Hart was the worst decision of my life. I blame you for my decisions. I have lost all my money in PulseX, PulseChain sacrifice. This is the worst. I should have never ever done this. I hate crypto. I hate this. I should have just bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. This thing's a whole freaking scam. This thing doesn't work. It's been abandoned. Those are the things being told literally last year, okay? And they're still pretty much saying it. So they basically told you got to transpose this, friend. What does this mean? It means, okay, when it gets to day one sack, they're selling. They're like, I'm getting back my money. I don't trust this anymore, and they're out. So that's resistance. But I'm telling you, it's 2.1x away from resistance. Isn't that nice? Hey, you get to buy something and no one's thinking of selling until 2.1x. But no one thinks about it like that. Obviously, not financial advice. Please go buy the government bonds like they want you to, friends. You don't want to lose, go buy government bonds. You're losing purchasing power. You figure it out the hard way. All right, now, so these opportunities are here, but the community doesn't want to talk about that because then they have to admit they basically got wrecked with the PulseX sacrifice. They know that, okay, the first 10x that everyone got to buy from the bottom to the sack, that's the win. The win wasn't entering at day one sack for PulseX. The win was buying in the depression there. That's the first win. Now, if you speak to everybody calling for 1000x, what they believe is the first 10x at day one sack is happening here. Let's actually draw this here. The first 10x is here. That's what they believe. The first 10x is here. That's the first 10x. Then they believe from day one sack, we'll go the next 10x. And then we'll do sideways. We'll do another 10x from that. That's 10 times 10. That is 100, and you get 1000x. So everybody hopes happens. Of course, it just sounds easy. Oh, you just do a 10, and then a 10, and then a 10. We don't know, man. We're going off 4-year magical cycles. I think the people relying on 1000x and people calling for 1000x, don't even think, friends. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. You are not doing people a favor by saying we're going 1000x. You're not doing them a favor because if we stop a second under that, you're going to get blamed and you're going to see their little $400 capitulate and they're going to blame you. Instead, your friend Somi here, wearing a helicopter hat, mind you, is saying, I advise a little bit of skepticism, friend, and you need a little $400. How do you feel with $4 grand? Okay, because I can tell you right now, there's people sleeping comfortably with 1 million. comfortably. Okay, so how do you feel about that? Because if you increase your position size by 10x, you don't need that 1000x, do you? You can do it with 100x. You increase it again, you can, if euphoria appears earlier, you can have the luxury of even thinking rationally to exit. So that's where we're coming from. This is the Go Pulse website, friends. You can see this. Look at this. There are now 709 billion PulseX burned, 3.47%. I know down here. That's beautiful to see. Isn't that beautiful to see? And you're wondering why this green? Wow, it's nice to see, friends. I always change that 30-day. 30-day looks better. Now, I don't know why HEX is down after 30 days, but that's the ratios and stuff happening, man. So we'll speak more about that later on. Love PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX. Still undervalued. Don't care about any other system. They're not, man. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've done the research when I can show you, bro. Habib, sis, cuz, whatever you want to call. Okay, friends, squirrels, pups, everyone. PulseChain ecosystem engagement rivals Cardano. It rivals XRP. Yet there's a market cap difference here. Makes no sense. Now, if you add up Pulse, PulseX, EHEX, PHEX, Inc., you get like 5 billion. The next guy is 20 billion. Cardano. So you think, wait, okay, so worst case, it should be 4x to match Cardano, just to match him. And then you say, oh, if you think Cardano is going to do a 10x from today, well, what's 4 times 10, friends? That's right. It's 39 plus 1, also known as 40. Okay, the naughty 40s. That's a 40x multiplier. You're getting a multiplier on that. So a lot of people, they will look for any reason to sell. I'm not selling until we flip. I don't even care. Okay, until we either flip or we do euphoria. And by the way, I'm not even flipping at selling, because like if PulseChain does a 4x from here, the whole ecosystem, and it flips Cardano's size 20 to 20, we're doing more volume of them. Why should we stop at that? You see what I mean? But it just takes time for the market to wake up. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Catch you very soon.